first step when changing a door seal on a Roastrunner oven. Open the door. The top, middle and bottom bolts need to be changed to a hex head from the Allen key drive heads that are in there. This goes for both sides, both this side here and this side over here. Also, all the bolts around the bottom need to be changed to a hex head. With a 10mm socket and ratchet, remove the 3 nuts in these 3 positions and take the door seal protection strip off both sides. The screws on the outside of the oven are easily accessed if you undo the outer glass knob, open that up, and this way you can go straight onto any of the Allen key screws up and down the side of the oven. We have now fitted hex head bolts to the top, the middle and the bottom of both the left and the right hand cap. We have removed the shield cover strip that protects the door seal. We'll now go down and loosen off all the screws all the way down from top to bottom, and we will lever this panel here away to allow the door seal cross section to be removed. It is important that we move this panel over to remove the door seal out, as if we don't, it'll leave a chunk of rubber behind this panel and it'll make it very difficult to fit the brand new rubber. A simple way to move the cap out of the road so we can release the door seal is to remove one of the flat washers from the screws, put a screwdriver in it and turn this, and you can lever the cap back. This will help you get the door seal out. With all the newly installed bolts loose, you can now use the screwdriver to lever the bottom cap down to help you release the seal. It may be necessary to move the outer panel to allow you to release the door cap panel to get the seal out. Simply do this by undoing the Allen key screw underneath the panel and removing the side panel. With the screws released, you can now pull out the old door rubber, making sure that we get this part of the tongue section to come out and we don't leave it behind. Using a screwdriver to assist, I'm just levering this bottom panel down and releasing this old and perished rubber as I go. If you can't get this panel to go back far enough, it'll be necessary to remove it and notch it. The area you'll have to notch out more is here. Cut up to the fold line and cut along the fold line and notch this out here. On some ovens you may also have to take some notching out lower where there is some supports and brace beneath it. Here we see the panel has been cut out with the snips, so we'll now go and fit it to the oven. Trim 35mm out of the end of the rubber before fitting it to the oven. This is the side of the rubber that goes on the outside of the oven chamber. So we're going to cut it through here, 35mm out there, and we're also going to trim the locking key out to the 35mm mark and along here. Here we see the trim profile ready to fit to the oven. Starting from the outside of the oven, slide your door rubber into position like this. Work your way down and around the oven. You should hear it click in as you go. With a sharp knife, trim the excess rubber. Use your screwdriver again to lever the panel so it bites into the rubber. While holding it there like this, use your spanner to lock up one of the bolts. This will hold it in position at the top. Now go to the bottom and repeat the process. Repeat the same process at the bottom. Use your screwdriver to lever the panel over. When you've got it firm in position, once again, lock off the bottom bolt. This technique works for both sides of the oven. While sitting on one of the Woolworths stools, I put one of their cleaning cloths on my knee, and I use my knee to lift the panel up into position, locking underneath the rubber here, and lock one end off. Repeat the process on the outer oven panel. Use your screwdriver to lever the panel over and then lock up your bolts. The final check to make sure you have the door seal rubber seated correctly is to pinch and pull. You should be able to do this all the way around without any of the rubber coming out. If you're satisfied that the door rubber has been seated properly, it is now okay to go around and nip up all the bolts. You can now go and replace all the door seal protector strips. The job is now complete. You'll notice that when you close the oven door, it is a lot firmer in the handle action. This is to be expected. Please make the staff members aware that the door will be a little tighter to close and a little firmer. This will wear in 2 to 3 weeks time. Please ensure that the door switch magnets are still aligned with the brand new door seal. It is possible when fitting a new seal that it can hold the bottom of the oven door out and the magnets will not read. To also check this electronically, get into Diagnostics. Tap on Settings. Go to Diagnostics. Here we can see the voltages of the right hand door at 23.7, 23.7. These two voltages here are showing that the door is closed. When you open the oven door, they go down to 3.7. If I close the door again, the voltage goes back up. So this is indicating that the door switches are reading correctly.